Hey, what's good, you guys? It's Jason here. So today's video, I'm going to show you guys a little more in depth about the Insta360's new GPS remote. Show you guys some of the features, how it works with the camera, and how to update it if you ever need to, because you guys will find out that, hey, this thing needs to be updated. So I'm going to show you guys, how that works. So without further ado, check it out. Alrighty guys, let's talk about this Insta360 Ace Pro. Alright, so here I have the GPS ready kit. Basically it's going to come with your strap, right? This strap and then another strap. This is the one that goes around your wrist. As you can see, this is a watch type of a strap. So this will go around your wrist like a watch. There's another strap like this, but it's one that goes around your handlebar, even your selfie stick. So with a selfie stick like this one, for example, you would strap the motorcycle one around it, and then you can have it at an orientation like this or like this. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about orientations in a little bit. It also comes with this charging base right here, which is USB-C plugged. Okay, so you're gonna have to get a USB-C, which I have me a Anchor power bank here that I just going to plug it in real quick so I could show you guys what happens when you take the actual GPS watch slash you can call it, I'm gonna call it a watch. All right, you basically go on ahead and align the back. You see the back, you got the little prongs here, the little connectors, so you just seat it right on top of this thing here, and then it should show you, the power source will show you, hey, Insta360, and then it'll show you how much battery life is left in the actual remote right now. Okay, you disconnect it, boom, easy peasy. Now let's just say you take the remote and you put it inside either one of the skins. I'm gonna call this like a mounting skin, right? And by the way, guys, in case you guys haven't noticed, I actually have a Apple Watch 49mm screen protector on this bad boy. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see right along the bezel there. It's covering everything else except for the very edges, which is actually perfect because if you put it inside one of these little holders, it's pretty much covered, and you can see from the side view that is actually inside of the silicone cover. So this is actually really good. Another thing it comes with is an actual mount. Okay, this is your Insta360 mount. As you can see on this mount, it has an actual picture of the camera. So when you take the camera, which is what it also comes with, the lens basically should look exactly how it looks here in real life. The lens should be to the right, the lens is to the right. When you put this thing and you connect it, you see how easily it came off. See the DJI's camera, it's a lot easier. When it snaps in, it's actually connected. This one, once you get it seated, you see that little gap? I know you guys can see it. You got to push it a little harder. You heard that click? Now it's actually connected. So that could be or could not be a problem for you moto vloggers. When you have a helmet mount, that kind of a pressure is you could probably peel your mount off your helmet. Anyway, let's get back to this remote here now, right? This remote, and we're not going to talk about the camera in this video. We're talking about the remote. This is all about the remote. If you want to keep the remote inside of this silicone cover holder, strap, whatever you want to call it, you see on the back of the actual charger, you just pull this thing out. Boop, here we go. And it's a small, weak magnetic connector that connects back here. So when you actually connect your watch to charge like this way, make sure that the watch is probably face down like this. That way this connector doesn't come out, because it'll come out easily. I mean, it's just too easy. It's too easy. Buying a GPS mount, you're going to get one battery, and then you can get either you order the 128GB memory card from Insta360 themselves, or the 64GB memory card. Obviously on the side of the camera here, you're going to have the memory card slot. You're going to just pull the door down, pull it out. You can pull it out a little bit more to get that opening a little more open. Find the SD card slot and put it in properly. You shouldn't have to force it. It should go in pretty easily. But in case you want to know, the face of the card should be facing the face of the actual camera. And it just kind of spring load, snap in, you close the door, wham bam, let's make money. We got the battery door right here. You're just gonna, it's all easy, guys. You line the prongs of the battery up with the prongs inside the camera, which means it goes this way, goes in, take the door, you close it, make sure this thing snaps closed. Okay, and we're good to go. Oh yeah, and you got USB-C to USB-C charging cable for the actual remote and the camera. This is all in one bundle, remember. All right, so now let's get back to this remote. Powering the remote on. You got the power button on top. You have the quick capture / record / take a photo button over here. And you got the speaker on the side. There's a hole on the bottom, which I don't know why. Maybe this thing holds something else, like an Apple Watch. Anyways, yeah, your connector in the back exposed. By the way, if you guys use this during water sports, make sure you clean this, like dry it off after. I recommend just keeping these little ports clean, because they could corrode with no problem if you wear it and you got like that the dead skin or whatever that gets on the back of your watch cases. You know, when you wear your watch for a couple of days, you kind of got that dead skin on there. You want to make sure you keep this clean from all that type of stuff. Now, to turn this thing on, we're going to hold the power button here. Okay, now when you're connecting the camera to the remote for the very first time, you're going to hold the power button on the remote, turn it on, hold the power button on the camera, turn it on. I'm going to show you what you do on the camera. I'm going to turn the camera on. All right, you're going to pull down and then you're going to swipe left, sorry. And you see that remote button? You'll press that button and this thing will go into Bluetooth pairing mode. All right, now we're going to turn the remote on by holding down this power button until the screen turns on. All right, now these guys, they are paired together, so they're going to find each other instantly. As soon as this remote fires up far enough to show you guys what I'm talking about, you guys will see, boom, remote connected, and then usually the watch will say camera connected. And so we got connection. So we can back up out of here on the camera, go back to the main screen. All right, now let's set the camera back. Now this remote, you can do everything with this remote, okay? When it comes to charging, we talked about charging. Connecting to the camera, just showed you guys. Now camera wake up. So I'm gonna turn the camera off manually. Now that they are connected to each other, I'm gonna show you guys how to turn the camera on. You see on this main screen right here, which isn't the default screen, by the way, this will be the default screen. And yes, you do have different watch faces. You see that little button on the bottom with the camera and the Wi-Fi? That boom, you're gonna press that, and that's gonna fire the camera on. I'm gonna press connect. And you see the camera coming on. Bam. That's how long it takes. Now, you're gonna have to wait for the remote to continue connecting to the camera in the meantime. All right, the camera's just on. If you do this same thing with quick capture, it'll work the same way. Now, this remote can connect to multiple multiple Insta360 cameras, but it can only connect to, at the time of this recording, to the Ace and the Ace Pro. The Insta360 said they will offer more cameras in the future. So for now, in the meantime, in between time, we can only connect to 4 different cameras. That's right, 4 different Ace or Ace Pro cameras at the same time. Everything that you can do on the camera, you can do on this remote. You can change the width of your screen. You can do the resolution changes. Okay, you got the ratios, the stabilization, how long you want each video recording to be. Right now, this is set to infinite. That's what the little zeros, it look like an 8 laying down on the side. You got frame rates, resolution, all that good stuff. Pull back down. Come on, baby. All right, if you swipe left, now you got all your camera options. You got the ISO, exposure. You control all this stuff, guys. And if you swipe to the right, it does nothing. Why is that? Because this remote does not allow you to watch your live view stuff on it. Okay, you can do it on the camera. If I swipe to the right on the camera, nope, that's not what we're doing. If I swipe to the right on the camera, it'll go in the preview mode. You do it on a remote, it does nothing. All right, you can, like I said, you can pull up, you can swipe right, and you can pull down. Pulling down will take you back to basically the actual watch itself / remote. On the remote, you see on the top there, it says GPS. I got 2 bars of GPS signal. And speaking of GPS, this thing finds 4 different types of GPS signals for accuracy. GPS, Baidu, hopefully I'm not saying this wrong, Baidu, Leo, and GLONASS. Okay, those are 4 different types of GPS accuracy signals that this thing actually has in it. You can control it up to 65.6 feet or 20 meters away as far as the remote control function goes. And previews, you can do up to 26.2 or 8 meters away. Now previews is going to be this right here. being able to see what the camera's seeing at the time that the camera's seeing what the camera is seeing. That'll work up to that distance. Now we have options for the remote. How do you get to the settings? You pull down, you go to this screen, right? Now remember, I told you guys, if you hold your finger down, you get 3 different interfaces and they will change all the pages. All right, you got this one right here. This says dashboard. I'm not sure exactly what this does, but you see you got the time on the top right, and it'll tell you which camera is actually connected if you are connected to a camera. But if you press the play button here, it'll start recording the distance that you move and your speed. I don't know how you get that information. Insta360 helped me out here with that. All right, but I'm going to press the X to stop it, and then that's it. If I swipe one more time to the left, we have a compass, my guys. I'm going to turn, look at it, look at that accuracy, fam. And then if I swipe to the right one more time, we're going to have the actual settings. Now I'm just going to run through the settings real quick. Camera wake up. That basically says, hey, you can turn that feature on. It'll wake the camera up when you turn the remote on. Display. This is this display brightness for this actual remote. As you guys can see, it's plenty bright, even with the brightness all the way down to that low side. You got raise your wrist to turn the screen on. If you guys want to see what that looks like, you have it on your wrist, right? You flick it up. Oh, come on, don't do me like that, fam. Work. All right, hold on. This works flawless, by the way, guys. It ain't working right now. I don't know what's up with that, but it's usually supposed to come on. Come on. There we go. Well, there we go. You guys get what I'm trying to say, though. This actually does work. I was wearing it, and I'll let you guys know more about that anyways. Tap to light up the screen, right? So like if the screen is off, if you just tap the screen, it should just come on. There we go. Auto sleep. Basically, how long do you want the screen to stay on before it goes to sleep? Auto sleep during recording. So when you're recording, if you don't want this screen to be on while you're recording with the camera, then you would select that, turn that on. Now let's go to orientation. Orientation is what I was talking about with the selfie stick. You get the selfie stick, you mount it on the selfie stick, right? You guys see selfie stick, okay? You got it sideways like this because you got your camera at the tip of the selfie stick and you want to control the camera with the remote. Well, I'll turn this 180 degrees, 270. You see, it changes the orientation of the screen. So if you have it mounted sideways, you can still use everything as normal. Like here we go, you see? So I'm gonna go back to orientation, put it at 0, drop the selfie stick, put this back up. Go to sound. The sound is going to be the sound for the remote. So when you turn the camera on, if you do any functions with the camera, if you have the sound to be on, your remote will make a noise giving you the, letting you know that, hey, whatever you selected or whatever you've done is actually working. It's kind of like a notification sound. Time. Now this thing automatically, with the GPS signal, okay, the camera turned itself off because it was on for too long without being controlled. With the GPS, it uses the GPS to find the time. I didn't have to set the time. It automatically found the time and through the GPS signal, and that's just what it was. But you can manually set the time if you need to. You got the set time automatically, which is default settings. It automatically set the time. I didn't have to do anything. I did go, however, to the time zone and set Chicago because I am in the Midwest. Okay. Well, we're going to go to dashboard. Now, dashboard is going to just be miles per hour or kilometers per hour. You set that for whatever country you're in. Oops, my bad. And language, obviously, we got like a whole bunch of language. We got Deutsch, we got Hablo Español, we got Francais, we got all this Portuguese, Italiano. We got them all, baby. And then next is remote info. And in fact, we got to reset certification. That's stuff you ain't going to never need. Okay, quickly, we'll go over the App Center. I'm going to find my Insta360 app. If you haven't done so, go to your Google Play or your Apple Android app, download the Insta360 app, set up an account, use an email. If you have a YouTube channel, maybe make an email for your YouTube channel and use that, right, for your account so you can't forget it. Make your password and then go on ahead and get in the app. And then you're going to have your Wi-Fi. Make sure your Wi-Fi is on, okay? For the Android devices, that's how you do it. Then your camera can be found once you've mounted your camera up. See, boom, here we go. It's connected to the camera. Now let's talk about telemetry data. Okay, I have a lot of videos on here right now. All right, so we're gonna pull to the left. We're gonna hit stats, and boom, look at all these things. Anything highlighted in yellow is on the screen. I want speed, so speed on the very bottom is there, and slope, I'm gonna leave slope there just cause. And this is what you have on your screen. Matter of fact, almost everything on here, you see I just selected the root and then I pressed on the root on the bottom left. If you hold that little small round ball on the bottom right corner of that selected root, you can move it wherever you want, and some of them you can resize them. So this one I can't make it any bigger or smaller. I can only put it where I want to put it. Okay, if I touch the speedometer on the screen, same thing. The speedometer, I can put it anywhere I want, and I can usually, you can make that bigger. There we go. You can make it bigger or smaller. All you gotta do is hold your hand on that bottom right corner of the speedometer and then keep your finger on the screen while you move your finger around to make it the size you want. Then you can just put it wherever you want. If you need to change it to miles per hour, on the bottom, close to the middle of the bottom is kilometers per hour. I'll press it and now it's miles per hour. Okay, now there's 3 different ones here. You got classic. You see classic is highlighted in yellow. I'm gonna press racing. This is what racing format's gonna look like. And this is what futuristic is going to look like. Okay, and the same thing, you could select futuristic, you can put it wherever you want. Futuristic, you can't make it bigger, but you can put it where you want. Let's see if racing will allow you to change the size of the speedometer. Yep, that allows you to change the size of the speedometer. So you classic and racing, you can change the size. Futuristic, you cannot. This little miles per hour, whatever this thing's on top, you can, or slope, you can make that bigger or smaller also. I'm gonna go and assume that futuristic, you cannot change the size of any. You can change the slope size. So basically the speedometer you cannot change on futuristic, but you guys, I just wanted you guys to see what this all looks like so you know how to play with it. All right, that's what she said. And then you see the check on the bottom, you press the check. That means you accept all of the changes made to the video. And then you go on ahead and on the top right it says export. All right, so if that's all you're going to do with the video, if you don't do anything else, you got filters, color plus, you can change the saturation, or basically you see how that looks. Okay, you can do all of that. There's all kinds of things you can do here. Change the volume, you can add music, motion, ND, ultra wide, you can change the width of your viewing angle. Okay, this is all pretty, it's actually really cool, guys. 45-degree horizon. I mean, it's just what do you say, right? Anyways, you press export, right? I'm going to click on export because now I want to save this video. You can do auto, and you see to the left of the word auto, it says 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second. That's the resolution I recorded this at, right? I'm going to press custom, and I'm going to slide the bit rate all the way to max, which is 125, as you guys can see. You can always adjust these settings if you want to, but I'm not going to. And then I'm going to hit export. And then once I do this with my video, guys, and you have to do this if you want the telemetry data in your videos that I know of. There may be some advanced programs like DaVinci and what's the other one? Adobe Premiere Pro. They may automatically have the telemetry data. They may be able to pull it from the file themselves. I'm not 100% sure. But if you want to be safe, this is what I do. I'll go through the app. I'll get the video, situated. I'll edit out what I want, edit out. I'll keep what I want to keep. I add the telemetry data, and then I'll take it to my editing program and put all the files together and make a video. So once this export is done, you can find it in your album. Okay. And here you go. Top right. Video's done. Updating your watch. How do you update the watch? Well, you go to the main screen. In order to update the remote, because you always want to keep that up to date, you're gonna go to the settings, and you're gonna scroll down until you see GPS remote update. You see right here under remote control settings, you hit that, and if there is an update, it'll show up. When you do this step, make sure the remote is actually on, because what the app's gonna do is gonna find the remote and check the firmware on it. Make sure that the firmware on the remote is actually up to date. And we found the remote, you click on it, and then boom, it'll let you know, hey, this thing is up to date. Don't worry about it. And that's it. All right, guys. So that's the end of the video. I wanted to show you guys what the actual Insta360 Ace Pro GPS kit comes with. So everything you saw in the video is what it comes with. I just forgot to show you guys the silicone cover for the remote itself that actually goes around the handlebars for your bicycle. I mean, you can use that in all sorts of applications. You can put it around the handlebar in your car. If you guys are racing your car and you have a roll cage in your vehicle, You could put it on, you could strap it to your roll cage, because the strap is small enough to go around things that has the same about diameter as an actual handlebar on the bicycle, motorcycle, roll cage, steering wheel for your car. Maybe if you're just driving on a straight highway and you're doing like a quick moto vlog or something like that, you can strap it to the top of your steering wheel. Just know that when you actually need to make turns, your camera is going to be there and might hit your leg depending on how much space you have to work with. But aside from all of that good stuff, guys, it's I like it. I really like the remote. It's very versatile. Things like being able to see the audio bar if you hook up an external microphone to your actual camera. Things like being able to see that. You guys lose that, but is that really important? You know what I mean? Check your audio levels before you start recording. If you have the opportunity, do test recordings or whatever, and then check the audio back. Now, something I always recommend, and I always forget this when I make my videos, is to actually edit my videos with earbuds or headsets on so that I can hear what you guys are hearing. So right now I have the gain settings on. I have no idea. I think it's on -3 decibels. So, and I have a super high sensitive microphone hooked up to this camera, and this is the Ace Pro that you guys are watching me on right now on regular video mode, and it's probably shooting in HDR. I don't know why, but I have a very highly sensitive boom microphone hooked up to the camera. It is going to be the Amazon Basics shotgun microphone. It's very small. You guys won't even see it in the video because it's so small, but it's very sensitive. And what I like about this microphone in particular is it picks up all the sound. I don't have to yell, and I can set the gain really low on this camera, and it doesn't pick up every little bit of sound, but you guys still hear me very good. So without further ado, if you guys have any, and I mean any, questions on this GPS kit, the GPS, I keep calling it a watch. It's really like a watch, guys. It literally went like 24 hours without needing to be charged, So anyways, Jay on the Segway. Thanks for watching, guys. All right. If you want to see more videos on this whole setup, whether it be the GPS remote or the camera, first of all, ask me the questions you need to ask me if you have any, and if I feel like I need to make a video on it, I will, and I'll just answer your question also in the comments. But I'm going to put out more videos as time go by. Also, the DJI Action 4, I'm going to be putting out some videos on that one also, because I think it's like being looked past now because this camera came out. And although both cameras are really good, you guys have to see that really all the action cameras are good. They're all really good. You just have to pick which one works for you, which one goes in your budget, and go from there. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.